Greetings, fellow tank commanders. In this video I'm going to be showing you a game that I played in the M4A3E8, also known as the Easy 8. This is the same tank that was used in the movie Fury, which stars Brad Pitt and Shane from Walking Dead. Unlike the tanks in the Fury movie, my Easy 8 is fitted with a 105mm cannon, instead of the 76mm. The Easy 8 is a Tier 6 American medium tank. For this game, my tank is equipped with a rammer, an enhanced gun-laying drive, and a vertical stabilizer. It is supplied with a large repair kit, large first aid kit, and an automatic fire extinguisher. I have 36 HE rounds and 10 heat rounds. I am using the crew from my T11 OE5. This crew has 16 crew skills and perks. My plan for this game is to get up to the castle area. This way I can close the distance with the enemy tanks, to compensate for the 0.55 accuracy which this gun has. Thankfully, there are no rushing enemy tanks, so I'm able to make it into cover without taking any damage. The Easy 8 has good mobility, so you can usually get into position in the early game with very little trouble. My Panzer IV medium teammate spots out 2 enemies, and I wish we had a little more support at this point, so I'm not going to take any unnecessary risks until reinforcements arrive. I get an early shot in on the KV-85, my vertical stabilizer helping guide the shot home. And wow, second shot of the game, and I managed to get full penetration on the lower plate of that German heavy tank and set him on fire. And I get to one-shot that German tank destroyer, which makes for a great start to this game. These howitzer-type guns can be so deadly if you're not careful. Now I have some tougher targets to deal with though, the OI Experimental to the left and the KV-85 to my right. I should have switched the heat rounds right away, but I'm able to get 2 shots in on the KV-85, track him, then I switch the heat rounds because the HE rounds will take too long to destroy him, and the heat rounds can penetrate his lower plate like that. So far I have 3 full penetrating hits this game, and now I'm going to see if I can get a similar opportunity shooting at the top of this KV-1S. This wasn't the smartest move since I take a bad shot from the OI Experimental, and if I had stuck on my heat rounds I would have penetrated the KV-1S and taken out about half of his health. Unfortunately though, I only did about 150 damage. With those 2 heavy tanks having an advantage in that situation, I decide I need to flank around. A third heavy tank comes into view, and I know my teammates will appreciate my flanking maneuver, so that they won't be able to concentrate fire. I figured that at least one of the heavy tanks would be pre-aimed in this direction. Unfortunately, it was the OI Experimental, and I am lucky enough to survive with 43 hit points. At this point, I was going to just wait for my teammates to make use of the distraction. However, I started panicking when I saw that the OI Experimental was charging me. I decided to switch to heat rounds for more penetration reliability, especially since I'm only going to get 1 shot here. Thankfully, the OI Experimental shows his flat armor, and I'm able to get an easy penetration with the heat round. My teammates have used the distraction well, and we have now crushed this flank. I get a nice damage hit on the back of the Churchill with another one of the heat rounds. And now it's time to move on and find some other targets. It is a little risky for me to be charging ahead of my teammates here. However, I'm confident that there are no enemies remaining back here around their base at this point in the game. If there were any, they would have already shown themselves trying to counter our push along this flank. The Easy 8's great mobility allows me to find new targets quite easily, and I'm confident that I'll be rejoining the battle very soon. Now there's a light tank and a Churchill in the middle of the map here. I get a very lucky shot on this Tier 4 light tank, and I'm happy to immobilize him, and my teammate finishes him off. The Churchill is unfortunately behind a house, and so I'm not able to get a shot in on him. Fortunately, another heavy tank presents itself, and I'm able to get a target without having to move any closer to the enemy. The downside to my equipment loadout is that I do not have any spotting gear with me. So I lose sight of the German Tier 5 heavy tank, and I just have to wait for him to come to me now, since my hit points are so low. I'm able to spot out the heavy tank, but my large caliber betrays my position. Luck is on my side here, and one of the shots goes into my track, and the other one I'm able to bounce off my front hull armor. He does a pretty good job at trying to guess shot me, but it misses, and I manage to finish him off for my 5th kill. Now there's only one enemy tank left, and I need one more to get a top gun. My teammates are able to spot out the Su-100. I'm outside of its spotting range, and he is focused on my teammates, which gives me great opportunities for some shots here. Wow, that was a really close shot. An unfortunate miss here. I decided to switch off of HE rounds to the heat rounds since the Su-100 is at a different angle now, so it's unlikely that my HE rounds would get a penetrating hit on him. Now I get super lucky. The Su-100 turns his back, and my heat shell finds its target for my 6th kill. Now let's check the post-game stats and see how well I did. I earned just over 21,000 silver this game, but I would have lost almost 2,000 if I hadn't have been on a premium account. I earned 2,804 experience without any multipliers. I destroyed 6 tanks, dealt 3,021 damage, and assisted with 664 damage. In this game I earned a high caliber, mastery badge ace tanker, Spartan, and top gun. I placed at the top of my team and earned a base XP of 1,859. I managed to hit 15 of my 21 shots, and all of those did damage. These are good stats for using the 105mm gun. I damaged quite a few modules and injured a few crew members in the enemy tanks this game. I damaged the engine, destroyed the track, injured the radio operator and the driver on the Panzer IV-NA. I injured the commander on the Panzer SFL-4C. I damaged the engine and ammo rack on the VK-30.01H. I destroyed the track and damaged the viewport of the KV-85. Damaged the engine on the Su-100. And I destroyed the track and injured the radio operator of a second VK-30.01H. Well, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and that it'll help you with playing your own Easy 8 with the 105mm cannon. Make sure to subscribe for more awesome World of Tanks games.